with someone, you're talking about it, and how do you feel, asking each other questions. So that may be another option.
It'd be nice to have a student group too,
Mm-hmm.
that maybe would advise me or come in and make some of those displays for me. If I don't have time to do it, hey, you can make a display. That'd be great to have some advice and some extra help. Another thing would be some sort of electronic things, like we could put QR codes in the books that actually attach to a book trailer online. That'd be fun.
I always like the student recommended section.
Yes.
Like, I think that'd be kind of
even
fun.
just those little hang tags like Barnes & Noble has,
Mhm.
where the staff recommends. Why can't we have student recommends and do some displays
Mhm.
like that? Just easy things like that.
Our video recorder hasn't had time to ask.
Read.
Yes, sir.
Yes. How many students/teachers go into the library each day a week?
Ooh.
I have no idea. It's not a statistic I track at the moment. I could get you our checkout numbers if you're interested in those. I can tell you what circulation is. I don't
Okay.
have it off the top of my head, but I can get it for you. So.
Okay. Yes, sir.
This question is for Ms. Harris. How do you feel that book genres affect the students' reading?
I think a lot of times students don't ever get out of their comfort zone, so I've been brainstorming ideas too about how can we do that. Can I partner with teachers that say, look, you have to read something from this? Or I used to be I used to go to the Bloomington Public Library every summer and do their book club for adults. And one of the things they had for many years was this little folder, and it listed all these different genres, and let's say there were 10. You had to choose something from 6 of them. Choose anything you want, but it had to be from 6 different ones. And it actually helped me out. Because I was like, oh God, I gotta get this prize. I gotta get my free coffee cup, right? So I've gotta read a sports book. And it made me go and look for that.
This is Mrs. Burmer. Do you see a difference in kids who independently read compared to ones who don't?
In terms of what? Like a difference just in their, I would say students who are really excited about IR and kind of into it, that reader mentality helps them in other areas. Certainly reading a book for pleasure can help the idea of reading their history book or reading their driver's ed book or whatever. Like reading skills in many ways cross over curriculum. So, and sometimes their views may be a little bit broader, or I read a book about such and such. So I see some positive things. Does that help? Okay. Yes, sir.
This can be for both of you, but what struggles do you see students with when it comes to independent reading?
I see that kids don't know how to pick a book. Like I said, I see a lot of people that just wander in and they sort of just look at the shelves and they don't even know how to figure out what they like. And I struggle with knowing how to help them acquire that skill. I mean, I can walk up to somebody and do what we call a reader's advisory. I can start talking to you and be like, well, what kind of thing are you looking for? Are you looking for, a certain genre? Or tell me what else you've read that you like. And then they're like, oh, I don't read anything. I'm like, okay, what TV shows do you watch? What movies do you like? What do you do in your spare time? And if they're like, well, I don't like to read, I just like to do computers. I'm like, oh, I got an author and a book for you. So I know how to do that. I know how to help connect a kid to maybe a possibility. But I think kids are less able to do that for themselves. And so that would be an area I'd be really interested in working on. How can we help you learn that skill better?
And mine is the next step. Once a student has a book and we have a journal reflection or something, I get kind of minimal responses. If I say, connect, and it's like, the character is also a boy like me. Like, I'm looking for a little bit deeper thinking about the text, and I noticed that maybe with ebooks this could be a benefit, but in terms of highlighting, interacting with the text, like, I'm a big fan of annotating. Like when I read books for pleasure for my own personal book club, that is really like, mom's hanging out once a month kind of club. The posties all over the books and just, oh, I can't believe she said that to him, jerk,
Like if I own the book, I write.
Oh, I
it.
write all over the
underline
book
it.
if I, yeah.
That is BS. That
Right,
little
yes!
bit- Nobody thinks that. And I'll write it in the margin.
Or
but you can't
I
write in
copy
library
that
books.
quote and it's, something I want to save or put up somewhere in my classroom. Like, I want to interact with the text, and I think as people who like to read, obviously that's why we have the jobs we have, we've had those moments where we're like, I'm crying because I love them so much, or I'm mad, or this made me want to go out and do something different with my life, and you think, oh, if other people could have that experience, man, I think that's probably why I'm an English teacher. I mean, Laura Ingalls Wilder, and, I wanted to be the teacher, and I wanted to, so those experiences, but they require you being present in your book. Your brain is on, your emotions are on, and somehow grappling with what you're reading. And sometimes that's hard, and sometimes it sucks, and sometimes it's unpleasant, and it takes work, and it takes you, I'm going to read a chapter, and then I'm just going to sit with it for a while. And I think people just see it maybe as an assignment, and they just want to be done. But if they pick the book that's their interest, then it would make more of a difference instead of I just need to get this done.
Or I just need any old book because I have to do this.
Right. Yeah. So maybe the attitude of this is an opportunity for me to learn something, experience something. Maybe it's an attitude shift. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I don't know your
This is a
name.
question for both of you. Do you think technology in libraries and classroom is a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your experience?
Depends on who's using it and how they're using it. I've seen lots of wonderful, wonderful things. Things can be more efficient, more interactive, more responsive, or it can be a huge distraction. So I love the idea of ebooks for their convenience, but sometimes if a student says, my IR book is on my phone, again, they spend that 10 minutes of IR time doing a 6-minute playlist overhaul because they want this, you know what I mean? Or like, oh, I just got a Snapchat, and then we have to tell everyone in the room to check their phone for the Snapchat. Like, no, let's learn how to use it in context, So, and that, I think that is, as a society, we're struggling with that too.
Yes.
Like, I don't go to my doctor's office and play with my phone while the doctor's asking me questions about, my eating habits or whatever. Like, you need to participate in the event that's in front of you. So, if technology enhances that, that's one thing. If it's your distraction, that's a problem. Or you're using it to harm, irritate, or distract others. So-and-so just took a picture of me and sent it to everyone. Like, I don't have time for that crap. Like,
Not in class.
I'm sorry, did that just come right out? Like,
You know it.
I mean, no. Mm-mm.
Valuable
No, I love junior high. I appreciate what you do up here, but there's a reason why I don't teach junior high anymore. Like, I don't want to think about gel pens and who's got on what. Like, that was the straw at some point when I was teaching junior high. I was like, I don't care about your gel pens. I don't care.
Write it in. Talk about reading.
Right. Read your book. Right. So, technology. Yes, as long as we're doing it appropriately and it's enhancing our literacy moments. Love.
And technology
Love.
is how can I, what kind of technology do you want? I heard a lot of talk about ebooks, we gotta get ebooks. So I've got the ebooks.
How many people are using them right
How
now?
many people are using them now?
Probably not so many.
You asked for them, I got them. I spent a lot of money to do it. Is it worth the money we're investing in it? How do we get you excited about something that's invisible? There's another let's do an ebook display. Okay, here's a Kindle. How do I market something that's invisible? And so I have ideas, but I don't always have time.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a question for Ms. Bremer. Do you feel like libraries and librarians help students get through like independent reading in
Yes.
class?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. So usually I give her a heads up. I'm like, it's IR
day.
book pick day. Help me. So she's in there like directing people and yes, absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
This is from Miss Harris again. So the back corner of the library have like a storage stuff in
Oh,
there?
the back corner of the library. I was hoping you hadn't noticed the back corner of the library.
It's kind of like a place where you get.
Yeah, all that stuff needs to go.
Yeah.
And the sleeves are being rolled up this summer to get it out.
And then I have
And
like.
I don't want your nasty old TV. Why do I get people's
Is that still
stuff?
in there? Like
Yes.
that AV equipment
And
from?
there's like an extra desk, and
2000?
there's some scrapbooks that aren't mine, and there's a projector that like is just home for
Doesn't
dust.
feel like a library.
Make all that go away.
Another follow-up question. That's all right.
Yeah.
Also, like the shelves that are like lining the walls, there's not any books right there. Last time we checked.
Right.
A week ago.
Yeah.
So do you like? Is that for like incoming books? Because one says like new books, I think. So.
Well, here's the idea. What if we take all of those bookcases that are currently going this way, if this is the wall and they're going this way, what if we turn all these this way? So there's some measuring that needs to happen, because there are
So you'd
American
have- you'd-
Disabilities Act rules about
like
how
a
wide.
wide bank,
Yeah.
and you could go on
'Cause
both
then I
sides
could
all
use
around.
those shelves against the wall
Sure.
that aren't being really used
Mhm.
well right now. Could actually put nonfiction there, but I gotta figure out how much nonfiction there is. I need to measure books. How much books, and if it fills that whole wall, then where are you gonna put the rest of the nonfiction that makes sense? And then where's fiction gonna go? And how much of the room is that gonna take up? Because I'd like to have some comfy couches and chairs and things, if we could get that going too.
So instead of like this,
Yeah,
it's
instead
all
of them
gonna be
being
turned the same
perpendicular,
way.
they'd all be parallel.
got it.
Go
Does that
across
make
the room a little
sense?
bit
Does
more.
that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I think we would use the ones against the wall. But there's no sense in, at least in my thought, I can't wait to hear your views. At least in my thought, there's no sense in taking the ones out of the walls because they're bolted on. Why not use them better? And
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
how can we use those
Makes sense.
better?
This is Mr. Sherman. What genres are most popular in your classroom?
I mean, dystopian's been a thing. Actually, nonfiction's grown a bit this year, which has been kind of interesting for me to see. I don't know where, like, Nicholas Sparks, where's he fit? What do you call him?
I think he went away, but he's adult.
Oh no!
Adult-
Oh
and
no!
Johnny Paul,
He's alive. Yeah, he's alive and well.
classroom?
I don't know what that genre is. What do you call that one? Romance, I
Realistic-
guess. Like, there's a lot of realistic fiction
Realistic
and
based. Wishful.
I do get. I mean, dystopian's still going.
Yeah.
which is fun.
But I think
have a
we're right at the
follow-up
end of it. I'm waiting for the
What's next?
trend.
Mhm.
Feels like there's another one coming, and I don't have any idea of maybe what it is.
And just so that you're clear, like with dystopian, like just so that we all know what that is, that's like Hunger Games, that's
Divergent.
like Divergent, The Maze Runner,
And if you go back far enough,
realistic things
Yeah.
in a world that doesn't necessarily exist.
yeah, 1984, Fahrenheit 451. So there's some things kind of in that.
Some people know that, some people
Classic.
don't.
There's
That's
been
category
TV
that-
shows like that too. It's interesting how the TV shows will follow what's happening in book trends, or sometimes the other way around.
Twilight
But-
Zone was
So,
Great for that,
what was
long
that
time
TV
ago,
show
too.
where there's like a dome over America and everybody has to live under the dome? That's a dystopian.
yeah.
Also, do you need more books in that genre or genres?
I think we have a
More
great
books everywhere.
selection at this point. What's nice is that Mrs. Hackney and Mr. Kirkton have classroom libraries as well. So between those three spaces, we tend to have a lot of things that people like and enjoy. So, I mean, more is all probably a good idea too.
Can
But
never have
I
enough
haven't
books.
noticed. I can't find a book because the exact one's not here. And I just had a situation fourth quarter where a student wanted a book that's written by the current ISU baseball coach who had like a pro, semi-pro career like all around the world.
And who
And-
had that book 3 days later?
The child had it because Mrs. Harris was on it, right? So the student said, "Hey, do we have this book?" I said, "Well, let's check and let's see if we can get it." Boom. And he's really enjoying it. Just gave his project about it. It was great.
Did
So,
you return the book?
I will double check if he returned it. That might be something that I need
But that was
support with.
another
Keeping
case where
track
I'm
of
like,
books.
if you tell me you want it, I will get it for you.
Mhm.
We have an Amazon account that delivers.
It's lovely. Yes, sir.
This is a question for both of you. What are your thoughts on ebooks?
Which books? All the books?
Just ebooks.
Oh, ebooks. My thoughts on ebooks. I like them. I use my Kindle a lot. My frustration with them is I have one of the old school Kindles that they call them paper whites now, that they don't have a screen that's lit from the back.